Hello and welcome on this week's Igraasp news capsule. Don't practice anything until you get it right. Practice it until you just can't get it wrong. So let's get ready and always step up to practicing good habits. The highlights of today's news capsule are: all women pilots on the longest Air India direct flight. Bird flu returns in India. President Donald Trump has been impeached for the second time. Indian student among winners of NASA App Development Challenge. General Motors changes brand logo to highlight electric vehicles' future. Scientists discover two dwarf giraffes in Namibia and Uganda. India pull off a draw in third test match against Australia. And in the end, our stimulating F2 segment. It's time to begin with the national news segment.
In a historic move, Air India's longest direct flight with the all-women pilot team landed in Bengaluru from San Francisco, flying over the North Pole last Sunday. This route covered a distance of about 16,000 kilometers and took 17 hours to reach the destination, and it saved 10 tons of fuel. Union Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri applauded the all-women pilot team of Air India that started operating this inaugural San Francisco-Bengaluru flight. Our Nari Shakti achieves a historic first, he said. We at Igraasp are extremely proud of you too.
It seems humans are not the only species on Earth suffering a pandemic. The bird flu has gripped the nation as several states confirm avian influenza cases. This flu, originating in West African nation of Ivory Coast, has set off alarms in affected countries. The consumption of eggs and poultry has reduced significantly across the nation as people fear the danger of the virus spreading through eating. Let's hope this pandemic ends faster than the one plaguing us.
On the 30th of January 2019, India had its first coronavirus case, and now, nearly a year later, the country has started the vaccination process this week. The vaccine will first be given to healthcare workers, who primarily include doctors and nurses. The two vaccines that are being given in India are called Covishield and Covaxin, and the government has trained 2 lakh vaccinators to help with the process. However, remember, Igraaspers, that even after the vaccine is done, our collective fight against corona is not over. We should still be very careful, continue to wear masks and wash our hands diligently. It's always better to be safe than sorry.
US President Donald Trump has become the first president in the country's history to be impeached twice during his term. The US Congress charged Trump with inciting the crowd that attacked the US Capitol earlier this month. Many social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch have also gone ahead and banned the US president from these platforms in the wake of the event.
Aryan Jan is amongst the winners of NASA's Artemis Next Gen STEM Moon to Mars App Development Challenge this year. A student of Sun City School, Gurugram, Aryan had teamed up with 6 high school students from the US. The competition is a coding challenge in which NASA presents technical problems to high school students and seeks their contributions to deep space exploration missions. Heartiest congratulations, Aryan Jan.
Mammoth American automaker General Motors on Friday unveiled a new corporate logo, its first major logo change since 1964. The company worried about its conventional fossil fuel vehicles going obsolete in the future, is moving with the trend of EVs, that is, electric vehicles. This logo reflects that attitudinal shift, with the M in the logo representing an electric plug. This in conjunction with GM's $27 billion announced investment in EVs and autonomous vehicles until 2025, by which time the company aims to have launched 30 new EVs, a business win for GM and an environmental win for the planet.
With the coronavirus pandemic affecting the whole world, traveling in a plane has been a distant dream. But recently, Air India Express has introduced robotic technology to disinfect and clean the interiors of aircrafts using UV technology. The robotic device has collapsible arms and is specifically designed to disinfect all parts of the aircraft. The technology is called UVC disinfection system and is one of the most effective forms of disinfection in the world. With the vaccine coming and airlines taking all precautions, where would you like to go on your first holiday after Corona? Let us know in the comments below.
One of the toughest jobs in the world is that of a soldier, and especially one who has to guard the border in really cold conditions. Indian soldiers protecting the border in Ladakh will now be given space heaters to ensure none of them are hurt or die due to backblast as well as carbon monoxide poisoning. The DRDO, or the Defense Research and the Development Organization, has made these space heaters along with a solar snow melter, which provides close to 5 to 7 liters of drinking water every hour and is also solar powered. Now that's some nifty innovation by our scientists.
China has banned all forms of plastic straws, plates, and cutlery in an effort to reduce the amount of waste the country generates. Even big fast food restaurants like KFC and Pizza Hut have agreed not to use any plastic cutlery in their restaurants in China. Due to China being one of the most populated countries in the world, it also produces a lot of waste. Therefore, this move has been celebrated by many around the world, with many people in China saying goodbye to plastic as a part of their goodbyes to 2020. Do you think India should also follow a zero plastic tolerance policy? Share your feedback with us at contactus@igraasp.com.
Being tall is a giraffe's competitive advantage. Their height enables them to pick leaves from the tallest trees. Most giraffes grow to 15 to 20 feet in an average, and that's the reason scientists were rather stunned to find two dwarf giraffes around 8.5 feet and 9.3 feet tall in Nambia in Uganda. These dwarf giraffes had long necks with short, muscular legs. Such a condition would be quite adverse for these giraffes and would come in the way of them picking leaves. Igraspers, did you know that giraffes are at risk of getting endangered, as their species have declined by almost 40% over the past 30 years? However, the silver lining is that the conservation efforts have yielded some results and their numbers have improved in the last few years.
Joe Biden is now all set to take over the presidential duties on January 20th after having won the US elections in November last year. He will receive a grand inauguration into the White House along with the family's rescue dog Major. So guys, should we call it an inauguration? Major became a part of the Biden family in November 2018. His induction in the White House will mark the very first rescue dog to grace the halls of the presidential residence. Champ, another dog of the Biden family, will also be there to join Major. Now that's a woofing inauguration.
The Indian cricket team showed amazing grit and determination to draw the third test match against Australia after being put through a tough situation on the final day. India needing 407 runs to win and having to survive a lethal Aussie pace attack for 1.5 days, battled through several injuries to ensure a draw and keep the series alive going into that final test match at Brisbane. The fourth test has begun and all eyes are on India to get the trophy home. The team has many injuries to worry about, but with all of us supporting them, it will make it easier for them to win the test series.
Indian skipper Virat Kohli and his wife actress Anushka Sharma were blessed with a baby girl on the 11th of January, with Kohli taking to Instagram to inform the world about his fatherhood. The Indian captain was in Australia playing the Test series but was granted the paternity leave by the BCCI to go home in time for his baby's birth.
5-year-old Prisha Khemani from Bukum village of Maharashtra set a world record by naming 150 countries along with their capitals after identifying the flags in just 4 minutes and 17 seconds. She recently won the title of the youngest kid to identify flags and the country names in the World Records India book. Prisha is a student of upper KG of Sanskriti school in Bukum village. Her next goal is to learn the names of the currencies, languages, and prime ministers, presidents of different nations. This is incredible, Prisha. Way to go!
The word of the week is adventurous, which means willing to try or do new things. Don't be too adventurous in pandemic times.
Can you guess who? This American boxer, activist and philanthropist was among the greatest and most celebrated figures of the 20th century. He won the World Heavyweight Boxing Championship thrice. He has fought in some of the most memorable fights of the century, such as Rumble in the Jungle and Thriller in Manila. Did you guess who? It is Muhammad Ali. Did you know that Muhammad Ali was also a musician who received 2 Grammy nominations?
The riddle of the week is 2 fathers and 2 sons went to catch fish. Each one of them caught 1 fish, but in total they only had 3 fishes. Can you explain how? It's not so tough. Yes, there was a man, his son, and grandson. Did you know that light travels faster than sound? So when lightning strikes, you first see the flashing bolts, and a few seconds later, you hear thunder. Fascinating, isn't it?
Quiz time! What is the speed of sound in air? Send your answers to contact us at igraasp.com. Answer for the last week's quiz. Red is the first color babies see when color blindness ends.
This certificate of appreciation is presented to Ekta Saha of St. Augustine's Day School, Barrackpore, for successfully participating in the weekly quiz on India's leading news capsule for tweens, Igraasp.
Dear iGraspers, fasten your seatbelts as we dash outside of Earth with an adventurer's guide to outer space. Adventurer Mia is bound on a fantastical voyage to the depths of the universe. Here she finds charismatic constellations, amazing asteroids, and even manages to count the shining rings of Saturn. She also sees the moon and sun, and along with them, all the planets from Mercury to Neptune, the International Space Station, the asteroid belt, dwarf planets, the Kuiper belt, exoplanets, the Milky Way, and so many faraway galaxies. Phew! This is a book that will set your imagination on fire and keep you engrossed. Read the book and share your feedback on contact us at igraasp.com.
With this, we come to the end of our news capsule. Bruce Lee once said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks, but I do fear the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." So, until we meet again, develop the good habit of practicing a skill, task, and activity regularly to become the best at it. We will see you again next week. Bye-bye.